This is content.
What's going on, guys? It's the worst duelist here. So yesterday I took a interesting deck to locals. I played effectively Dragon Link, but I put like a small BUSTER BLADER engine in the deck. This is probably the last time I'm going to touch on this archetype, even though this isn't really like a BUSTER BLADER deck. But beyond the point, I have a small tournament report to go over. I didn't get to play all 5 rounds. I had to leave after the 3rd round, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Round 1 I played against Gladiator Beasts, and I just went full combo, and he couldn't do anything, so that's unfortunate. And I'll explain what full combo is whenever we get into the actual deck profile. Round 2 I played against the best Sky Striker player in my area, Nicholas Ortiz. He's got multiple regional tops. He won PPG Orlando, so definitely a really competent duelist. I was deck building with Miradora. I wanted to try the card out, and it doesn't really do a whole ton against Sky Striker, and it just ended up being really dead the whole time, so that was pretty unfortunate. And game 2 he sides, there can be only one, and I did not side my Cosmics. I only sided in Lightning Storm, so that definitely sucks. There were some instances where I could have done things a little bit differently, like looking back in hindsight, but it was just like it was like one of those situations where he was making kind of strange plays to keep himself into the game, and there's just like no way I could have foreseen the stuff that he did. Like, he used Verite effect and negated it with Dragoon and blew it up so it wouldn't die. But yeah, so there were definitely things I could have done differently. Round 3 I played against Tri-Lyrilisk, and it wasn't like your traditional Tri-Lyrilisk build. It was a build featuring Harpy's Featherstorm. Shout out John West, Tampa Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, that card's absolutely insane. As the GOAT himself, Sonny P, would say, "Yeah, dude, do you want to fucking side a winged beast with your ah?" So it's pretty unfortunate. I don't know if you know what that card does, but it says, for the rest of the turn, all of your opponent's monster effects resolve negated. What the fuck does that even mean? But, effectively, we went to game 3, and he flipped that on me. And the only card that beats that is, exactly Red Reboot. That being said, I am fairly confident that I probably could have pulled it together for the last 2 rounds, because the deck is rather consistent, in doing what it's trying to do. But we can talk about that more in the actual profile, so we can just move on from there. Alright, so I'm going to start off the profile with the BLADER engine. It's just 2 of the Buster Whelp, 1 Dragon Buster, 1 BUSTER BLADER, and then it's 3 Prologue and 1 Memories. So really the theory behind this is people in Dragon Link play the Dragon Maid engine, which is just the 2 chambers and then the 3 traps, which is, of course, in playing this you're going to lose out on not only the bounce but also the recursion play by banishing the trap to get your chamber back so that you can then search another tidying. But and then of course in playing BLADER you have to play these 2 cards, which are unfortunate. But the Dragon Buster, of course, could just be an additional normal summon. It's not the greatest, but I digress. And then, of course, just having Prologue in your hand through just doing your regular Dragon combos allows you to end the board with the Buster Dragon and the BUSTER BLADER Dragon Destroyer. So, that was at least the theory, was to try to just swap that out and play this instead. But to be completely honest, if you get to do your full board, there's no way you're going to lose anyway, because you extra deck lock them, skill drain, and then you have an Omni Negate through Hot Red, and then you have Seal Bounce and either Savage or Appaloosa. Appaloosa is a lot more consistent, but you could have the Savage as well, depending on the hand and the extenders that you already have. But I've also, come to realize that drawing these, you end up just discarding them off Brotar and Ravine, and you just play Dragon Link like normal. You just completely forget about the the Destruction Sword engine. So for the Rocket engine, it's 2 Tracer, 2 Recharger, 1 Rocket Synchron, 1 Absorouter, so that you can do the Ravine play. And of course, these cards are all just very good, and I don't really need to explain them. Next, you just have your one-ofs, your Chaos Space targets, your white, your black, your Levy, the Brotar, so you can get it off LP to sculpt your hand to what you need it to be. Black Metal as an additional normal summon, Red Eyes because it's broken, and then just 1 Noctovision just because it's hard once per turn. I didn't want this to clog, so I just played the 1. The draw is nice, the card is good, so I included it in the deck anyway. Next is the hand trap lineup. It's the triple Phantasme and then triple Miradora and double Ash Blossom. So, you know, in hindsight, I think that this should have been another Ash just because the Ash is just better. But I'm going to talk about Miradora for just a moment. So by no stretch of the mean do I think Miradora is bad. I feel like in theory it was really good because, you know, the concept is like this card can't be negated. Its effects and activations can't be negated. So the idea is you just like let your opponent go to finish their end board and then you can drop the Miradora, and it's basically like an imperm that can't be stopped, right? So it's really bad against Dragoon because they can just like destroy it with Dragoon, and of course you can't negate Dragoon with this, and that's just, you know, part of the few issues that are with the card, seeing as how it activates in hand first and then activates on board to negate the monster. But so like you can't stop like on summon effects, and of course the card targets, but you know, the pluses, at least in this deck, is like going for Phantasme and then going for this. It's 2 dragon bodies that you just already have at your disposal, so you can do like either link plays or like level 8 synchro plays with them. But of course, you know, the Miradora's effect only lasts as long as it's on the field. So if you do link or synchro it away, then that monster will be free to activate again. So what I will say is the card had moments in testing for sure. It definitely isn't terrible. I do want to mess around with it more, but I think something I will do in the future is maybe move these out, bring in Lancias or Bells, and then side the other. Like if I main the Lancias, I'll side the Bells, and vice versa. If I had to rate the card out of 10, we'll probably go like 7.5 to be completely honest. But it's definitely just something I wanted to try. Not a lot of people have opinions on this card, at least that have not like openly stated them. So that's mine, I suppose. Next is, you know, your basic Dragon Link spell cards. We have triple space, the card's nuts, triple launch, not once per turn, God knows why, and then just double Guard Dragon, not triple. I'm not a fan of triple. If anything, I would make room for Reborn, but I just didn't have room because I'm trying to play all this other shit, so, you know, I digress. But, you know, the Guard Dragon's insane. I mean, the card is nuts, but it's just the fact that it's hard once per turn is unfortunate. But, you know, most Dragon Link combos are like 2 to 3 card combos anyway. And then, you know, if you have this, it could potentially be 1 card combo just because this card's like so insane. But the last couple spells are just like Ravine, Sector, and Called By because this card's just nuts. Moving on, extra deck. 2 striker and then LP Pisty. I really wish I had room for 3 striker, but again, it's like I'm trying to play all this other stuff, so I had to make room for it, which is another downside of playing the deck this way. But of course, these cards need no introduction. They're just insane. Link 2s, we got Romulus, we have Spheres, and then we actually play the Buster Blader Link because of the fact that this card can send any Destruction Sword card from your deck as cost to then summon Buster Blader from your hand, but it's optional to summon Blader from your hand. So basically, like what we're doing is like going into Romulus, LP Pisty, get Brotar, right? Brotar search, whatever we need, a rocket or anything. Turn the Brotar and this into Seal. Then you can use your Pisty, you get back the Romulus, and you turn the Guard Dragons into this guy. And then you send the Destruction Sword, you can make Appaloosa. So you can get an Appaloosa for 2 in this. And then, you know, you have the Dragon Destruction, whatever, the Dragon Buster Engrave, so that you can use the Buster Dragon's quick effect to equip it to Buster Blader. So that's cool. Link Force, Boral Sword, Appaloosa, and I was playing Saryuja, but honestly, this was just kind of like, if I draw the Buster Blader bricks, I can put them back. But I'm just going to cut this and play Hulk, because, you know, like while I didn't need the Hulk, if I got nibbed at any point, it would have been nice to have the Hulk. So this is going to come out. Last couple cards, we have Dragon Destroyer Swordsman for the Buster combo, and then we have Buster Dragon, Savage, Chaotic Ruler, and the Abyss. So, I mean, this card's fucking absolutely nuts because you just turn it into this guy, and then you have the recursion play for this on the follow-up. The mill effect is optional too, so you don't mill your Buster Blader pieces. And again, you know, Savage doesn't, I don't need to talk about Savage, but this guy has a quick effect. During your opponent's turn, you can target a Destruction Sword card in your grave, equip it to this guy, so you can extra deck lock too, which is really nice. Sideboard I played was triple Lancia, triple Cosmic, triple Storm, triple Drops, triple Dark Ruler. Of course, this changes from tournament to tournament, but like I said, if anything, I'm probably going to move the Lancias into the main, into the future, or like do Bell and main and keep these side or something. But yeah, I digress. Not really a ton to talk about with sideboard. It's just, you know, too much variance there to say anything clear cut, unless you're doing something techie, which I'm not here. So I will show the combo really quick. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. We're just doing it with the 2 card. So it's like 2.5, I guess, because you have to have a discard for chaos space. There's a lot of 3 card combos you can do. There's just a lot of different stuff you can do to get to the same end board. But you know, you'll start with the whelp, and then you'll go search your prologue, and then you can use space, discarding your light or your dark. In this case, we're going to get Collapse Serpent here. We're going to make Striker. We're going to search Boot. Then we can go Summon Black, banish this guy, make Romulus. Then we can go 2-1 for Ravine and White Dragon. You play White Dragon, summon him, put this guy back with space, draw a random card. You can go Ravine effect, discard, I guess, like, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Send Router. Router can get Tracer. Activate Boot. Summon. LP Pisty. White effect. Get back black. LP effect. Summon Black Metal. Link these guys off. Make Spheres. Metal Search. Get Darkness Metal. Pisty effect. Get back to level 1. LB effect. Banish. Summon this guy. This guy effect. Get back Tracer. Link these guys off. Make Protector Whelp. Protector Whelp effect. Send Dragon Buster. Tracer. Pop Boot. Get Recharger. Make Chaotic Magical Dude. Make these guys into Hot Red. And then you set your prologue. And then you just flip it on your opponent's turn. You send the Buster Blader stuff. You get these guys out. And then you equip the Dragon Buster. Then you equip the Dragon Buster with this guy's effect. So, the reason that this doesn't lose to Dark Ruler no more is because of the fact that you have this card engraved. So you can banish this at any point. It's just a quick effect to banish, and you can protect Destruction Sword cards from being destroyed by your opponent's card effects. But that doesn't do anything, but obviously it only matters because if they drop or ruler you, you can use this, you can chain that to the drop of the ruler, and you can chain this guy and negate it. So, if we had one more extender with the opening 5, you can make this an Appaloosa as well. And then, like I said, depending on like what extender it is, you can go for Savage. So you can end with Savage over here instead of just this thing, because obviously this doesn't really do a whole ton for you. I mean, it's a Link 2 body, which is nice. So like you have the recursion and the chaotic guy. You can go for you have like this guy in hand too, so you can go for an easy Boral Sword, so you can just like OTK your opponent. But yeah, no, this is like what we're trying to do. Basically, the theory with going into the deck was, how can we set up a way to not lose to Dark Ruler? And I figured the only really good way to do it would be with Hot Red, because of the interaction with like the trap card and how this guy just works in general by targeting cards in the field. So yeah, this is what we're trying to do. That's the profile. That is the concept. Is it really like fantastic? It's okay, I guess. You're probably just better off playing Tidying, but you know, I just figured it'd be kind of cool, so I took it to locals. Unfortunately, we didn't do as well as I thought I would, but you know, we didn't really play against our favorable matchups, if you will. Bird Up's just fucking crazy, and as you saw, I'm not citing Godarla, which is something I will probably consider in the future for locals, but yeah, I digress. So I hope you enjoyed, Simps. That's the video, and I'll catch you next time.